Ambition at young age is not common. If such inspiration is born at a tender age, and if is nourished well, a person can achieve anything. Here we go with a motivation story of a young girl, Meera, who lives near the Air Force Training Center station. Rooftop wonder. Meera, a 10-year-old Indian girl, stands barefoot on a tiled village rooftop. She gazes up at a fighter jet, soaring through the pink-orange twilight sky. Her face reflects wonder and inspiration. This was her daily routine. A dusty rural landscape and a nearby Air Force base are faintly visible in the background, sharing the dream. Inside a dimly lit, modest home with cracked walls and minimal furniture, young Meera excitedly tells her parents about wanting to become a fighter pilot. Her father, a tired-looking man in oil-stained clothes, and her mother, stitching a sari by lantern light, look at each other with concern. They did not have the money to send her to proper high school. They were shocked by her ambition. Harsh reality. At a wobbly wooden table under a flickering lantern, Meera's father counts coins and looks frustrated. Meera quietly watches from the corner, hugging her schoolbag. The room reflects poverty, with faded calendars and exposed bricks. How can they support her higher studies? Wondered Meera's father. Secret learning. Every day. Late at night, Meera studies by candlelight on the floor with a few torn textbooks and newspapers collected from nearby friends. She worked hard to improve her knowledge. Her determined eyes glow in the dim light. Around her, the room is dark, humble, and silent, with shadows dancing on the wall, a watchful eye. At a village school, Mr. Rajan, an elderly man with grey hair and an ex-Air Force badge on his shirt, watches Meera solving a physics problem on a chalkboard. Other children whisper in awe and wondered how she could do it. Meera stands confidently, chalk in hand, a helping hand. Knowing about Meera's passion, Mr. Rajan and Meera sit under a tree outside the school. He helped Meera in her studies. He shows her aeronautics books and gestures passionately about airplanes. Meera listens, eyes wide, wearing a hopeful expression. Birds fly overhead. First ray of hope. Fortunately, Mr. Rajan knew some NGO people, and to their help, he took Meera to their office. At the small NGO office, Meera, now about 13, signs a scholarship form with excitement, flanked by Mr. Rajan and a smiling woman in a formal dress. Behind her, a poster reads, "Empowering Dreams." So starts her journey towards her ambition. Tearful goodbye. At a rural bus stop at dawn, Meera, with a small suitcase and wearing a neatly ironed uniform, hugs her tearful family, mother and father, and bids goodbye. The bus honking and started, taking her to the training academy. Military academy life. Meera studied well, passing all her exams. Now 18, Meera, dressed in cadet uniform, trains with others on a drill ground. She struggles but persists, sweat on her brow and grit in her expression, with other cadets running alongside. Rising above, her flight training starts. Inside a flight simulator chamber, 22-year-old Meera operates the controls with confidence. The room is filled with screens and gauges. Instructors watch impressed from behind glass. First flight. Meera, now 25, wearing a full fighter pilot flight suit and helmet, steps into a real fighter jet on the runway at sunrise. Her reflection is visible on the aircraft's sleek surface. Her eyes glows, showing emotion behind her visor. Graduation day. After completing her full training, she eagerly awaits her moment day. At a grand Air Force graduation ceremony, Meera salutes in front of a cheering crowd, proudly wearing her wings, and receives her graduation. Her parents and family also came to see this function, now visibly older, stand clapping with tears in their eyes. A rising star, inside an Air Force strategy room, Meera, in her uniform, points at a digital map, while senior officers listen. She looks confident and respected by her officers. Monitors glow around the room, tensions at the border. TV screens show breaking news of war breaking out and enemy aircraft attacking her country. A red alert light flashes in an airbase. Meera and other pilots receive urgent orders in a tense war room. Scramble call. Pilots run towards their jets. Meera races in toward her fighter jet, helmet under arm, as alarm sirens wail. Crew members prep the runway as the sky grows ominous. The sky battle. The fighter jets engage in a battle. In an epic mid-air dogfight scene, Meera's jet loops around enemy planes under a dramatic cloudy sky. Missiles streak across and explosions light up the background. She locks onto a target with fierce determination. She shoots and blasts 2 enemy fighters. The enemies were chased away. Safe landing. Meera and other fighters' pilots return back to base. As her jet lands and the canopy opens, Meera removes her helmet and breathes deeply. Ground crew claps, and a senior officer salutes her with pride. The runway shines under post-battle sunlight, a hero's welcome. Meera takes off and returns back to her village. In her decorated uniform, Meera rides through her village in a jeep. Village children run beside her shouting, "Dee Fighter." Villagers throw flower petals in celebration. Family pride. Inside her now slightly improved home, Meera's parents welcome her with pride and lovingly clean her medals and place them on a shelf. A portrait of Meera in uniform hangs proudly on the wall, full circle. Back on the rooftop at sunset, Meera, now 27, stands in uniform with the same wonder in her eyes, watching a new jet soar above. Few younger girls from the village looks up beside her, inspired. So end the story of an inspired, ambitious village girl. Ambition, inspiration, determination, sincere hard work can make one to achieve their goal.
Well, if you like this video, give like, share, and subscribe to this channel, Entertain, Motivate, Vault by VJ, to see more such motivating and entertaining videos.